Humans need food. That's a fact. And over the millions of years of humanity, humans have started to enjoy food, not just as a necessity, but as a pleasure. Food is something everyone likes. Everyone likes it because everyone needs it. It's a craving that our body gives us to keep us alive. But something that most people don't know is that food doesn't just relate to our body, but it works in very complex ways to relate to our mind. I'm Italian, so I've been grown with a strong food culture. And on top of that, both of my parents have always had a strong bond with the culinary world. Especially my mother, who works as a director of communications. And for her company, she goes to a lot of very good Michelin-starred restaurants. So she had been telling me about all these great restaurants, until once I asked her if I could go with her. So we went, and it was a 6-course meal, so I was very excited. After the small appetizers, the first course came. It was a stack of 6 different parts of lamb, all on top of each other, with a sweet caramelized sauce on top. The strange thing is that when I first tasted it, I didn't think of how good it was, but I thought about the trip that I'd taken 2 years before that, to Greece, where I ate a lot of lamb. I thought to myself, why did that happen? It was such a well-prepared and tasteful dish, so why did I instantly think of something else? Well, this can be explained through the workings of the 5 senses and how they relate to our brain. Over the recent years, many chefs and scientists have researched the impact that food has on our brain and why we like it so much. Clearly, it's because we need food to survive, but there's much more to know. A few years ago in Washington, D.C., an event was held in 2014, and at this event, there were many scientists, but there was also one chef, Chef Brian Voltaggio, and he offered a philosophy on cooking rooted in brain function. He says that the goal of this was to create not only an experience that linked him to his diner, but also his diner to a time or a place or a memory. It's also scientifically proven how food connects to our brain. And as the National Center for Biotechnology Information states, that when the structures of our brain are growing in our childhood and adolescence, our smell and taste grows with our emotions. The structures of our brain during our teen years get stronger with the help of food. And our smell and taste form with our emotions and our experiences, for example, what we eat. Food can also affect your mood. In the Food-Mood Connection, an article by Jack Challam states that blood sugar fluctuations are just the beginning, and that if you dig deeper, there's much more to know. For example, when we eat proteins, they create amino acids, which then lead to enzymatic reactions, which then fortify our neurotransmitters. And our neurotransmitters are what regulate our mood. So through this sequence of events, what we eat can affect how we think and feel and act every day, our mood. In an article from the New York Times, the writer, Molly O'Neill, talks about some specific moments in literature where she links herself to food. She uses the example of Primo Levi, the famous Italian author, which lived and survived through World War II. She says that she would never be able to eat a bowl of spaghetti ever again without thinking of Levi's last bowl before being shipped to a concentration camp. She says that he had foolishly stopped eating in the middle, and he says, if only I had known. Food and smell and taste connect to how we think and live every day. And these scientists and chefs show that culinary ideas can be formed through science, and that the two fields overlap. The food goes to our senses, and the senses go to our brain. It's that simple. But the fact that all of this goes on when we just take a bite out of a sandwich, how the taste hovers and floats around our taste buds and makes us feel what food really is. Not just something we need to survive, but something we want to have, to live life to its fullest, full of joy and happiness and love, and most importantly, food. Thank you.